Click the link in the description for your free AMSOIL catalog. It's time for a quick shout out to some of our friends. B&B Auto Sales, your muscle car connection in Brookings, South Dakota. Above the Notch Car Club, a car club for auto enthusiasts in northern New Hampshire. The New Hampshire Muscle Car Club, the largest muscle car club in all of New England. MGM Classic Cars in Addison, Illinois. Visit mgmclassiccars.com today. Beach Hill Automotive in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, specializing in the repair, service, and towing of muscle cars and classic cars. Absolute Auto Body and Collision Repair in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. And lastly, I am your independent AMSOIL dealer. Click the link in the description for your free AMSOIL catalog. And last but not least, if you decide to advertise with the Muscle Car Podcast, this could be part of your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now I have the wrong shot going here. Here we go. This is what we're after. I have a robust lineup of muscle car entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube, so wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be here waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we very much appreciate that. So let's take a couple of quick comments here, and then we'll get the party started. Let's see, we've got someone on Facebook. This must be Ben. Good evening, sounding loud and clear in Carterville, New York, and thank you for coming on tonight. We appreciate that. Our good friend and regular viewer, David from Alaska Railroad, says good evening to Mike, Rob, Michael, and Virgil. Sounds good, looks good. We appreciate that feedback. And pardon me, I've still got that cold I had last week. It is improving, but James Whiteside says loud in the land of Lincoln. Now, Lincoln was from Illinois, I think. Confirm that for me if you would. I think that's how I remember that. Kevin Culhane, loud and clear in Sudbury, Ontario. Thank you for joining us. Someone on Facebook saying, this must be my girlfriend. Yes, viewing from Lindenville, can hear you good. Thank you, Mike, for all you do. Love you. Well, cool. Thank you so much. That's my girlfriend, Carlene. Also, Virgil's friend Kyle Phillips is in the house saying, good evening, gentlemen. Let's see some cars. Well, we're going to give you an eyeful here in just a minute. And then James Whiteside says, confirming that Illinois is the land of Lincoln. And don't they have that on the license plates? I almost think they've got that on the license plates out there. All right. Well, I've still got a voice left. I'm going to bring our friends on. And we're going to get this party started and let them do more of the talking and give my voice a rest. But, gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Very good.
Very good. Hey, I'm doing a lot better now that your voice is back, you know. Now that you got the ramble through the intro there, just like,
It's true.
I didn't have to stutter through
it. Sure. That's right. Virgil did an excellent job last week hosting the podcast while I was sick. He did an excellent job as he always does, and yeah, we appreciate him coming through for us like that. But yeah, well, let's take a look at the menu here and get things started. Now we've got some footage, a car show footage that was shared from our good friend Rob Hilditch. That's the gentleman in the lower left. I'm going to roll the footage, and then I think it's the Toronto car show, but I'm going to have you fill us in because you haven't seen it yet, Rob. But I'll let you confirm that afterward, and then we'll all react to it. So let me find the footage, and right here, let's take a look. And of course, it's taking a moment to load. Clicking on it is one thing. Yes, the Jeopardy music. Clicking on it's one thing, loading it and playing is another. Yeah, it's taking its sweet time. Oh, it failed. Let me try it one more time. Sometimes the first video will fail like that, but here we go. We'll try again.
Sounds like me at PT.
Yeah, so thank you to Rob for that footage. And Rob, was I correct? Was that the Toronto car show?
Yeah, that was Motorama in Toronto, and it's nice. I had a booth there, so I get to get in a couple hours early before everybody else gets in. So I get to do some videos before people start to walk around.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the big challenges doing video is trying to navigate around all the people. And you're right, you had a nice, clean situation here with no people to cross in front of the camera. And do you want to talk this up a little, Rob, as far as some of these vehicles, or did you?
Well, they had a whole bunch of different themes on, and this is all one section of trucks, and they're competing who can have the nicest display and stuff like that. But I like the ones where they add stuff to it, like they put the man on the back of the truck and stuff like that, eh?
Yes.
Instead of just having a vehicle on display, they add some stuff to it to.
Looks like Willie Nelson almost. Willie Nelson on the road again.
Yeah.
And yeah, beautiful trucks for sure.
Yeah, and just by having something small like that makes the theme of the thing a lot nicer.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And another reaction?
Go ahead. Get you through the carpool lane right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Apache pickup right there is oh man, those Apache pickups are kind of scarce.
Yeah.
Actually, Virgil, around here, they're quite common.
They are?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I like the color scheme and the wheels on that.
Yeah.
It really looks nice. And
I like the two-tone color scheme on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a matching engine bay. I like how the engine bay matches the stripe on the side.
Yeah.
Nice clean under the hood.
Way to incorporate it.
Yeah.
The two-tone, like Michael said, way to incorporate the two-tone to bring it in under the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a Ford right there, correct?
I believe so, but once you get past prior to the 60s, I don't get not as good.
Yeah, it looks like a Ford by the front of the front hood on it and the grill in the front.
Yeah, but it's like I'm like you, Mike. When you come to those those years of cars and trucks, I can tell the Ford from a Chevy sometimes, but really the trucks, they all kind of look the same.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. Well,
Yeah.
Tom,
30. Go ahead,
what
Michael.
is that semi that's parked there?
Oh yeah, the black semi back there, all blacked out except for the chrome rims.
Yeah.
Oh yes, in the back there. I see it now.
Behind the
Yeah.
T-Bird.
Crazy.
I say the sinister bird there. It's got you cat crowd brings you into the bird.
Yeah,
that's
Sinister is right.
A lot of customization with that engine, with that hood sticking out.
Yeah.
With that air intake.
Yeah, that's a very sinister look, man. I like that. Very cool. Well, cool. Any other comments on this car on this clip before we move on? Or we just lost Virgil. I bet he'll come back though. And we've got plenty of comments coming in too. Let's take a look. Here we go. Stacy and Art Fosler from Platkill, New York are in the house. Nice to see you. Oh, and Virgil's back. Let's bring him back in. Here we go.
There we go.
And then Jeff Graves is telling hello.
My buddy that is a schoolmate of mine, I told him about the podcast, gave him the link, and so that's his comment.
Oh, so wonderful.
Probably the first time for him to see this.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for joining us, Jeff, and thank you also, Michael, for inviting friends to this. We appreciate that. Now, Ben Thomas says, was that a big window Apache? That was sweet. Actually, they all look amazing. And that was that first truck, I think.
Yes.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, look how big that back window is. It looks like the windshield.
Yeah, wrapping around like that. That's nice.
They only did that for, I think, 1 or 2 years, and then they started making them a little more differently because they thought that they needed more body. If you get in an accident, you didn't have that much metal between the door and the back window.
Sure. Looking for more protection.
Yeah. Exactly.
Plus the window that big costs a lot of money.
Oh yes. And plus curve costs a lot more money.
Yep.
Yes. And then David from Alaska Railroad says, love that cameo with Willie Nelson sitting on there.
Yes.
And James Whiteside said, Red Rocks, sweet. So he must be talking about this one here, I would imagine. The red one right here.
Yeah. To me, it looks orange, but
sure. Now, someone's saying this looks like a Chevy 41 to 46.
See,
talking about the orange truck. And then, Ben is saying too, they went to the square windows next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm sure design-wise and cost, that wraparound window is very expensive. Pardon me. So let me move this, and we're going to move on here to the next item, of course, which is announcements. If Rob is ready, he's going to talk to us about AMSOIL. Let me put your full screen, Rob, here, and you can take it away.
Okay. Springtime's coming. Time to get your car out. And everybody says oil's oil. Not really. For the older cars, you want a high zinc oil. Anything from 1980 and older, you need zinc. Zinc is what lubricates the cams, rockers, and all that. The newer cars, you don't want to put it in because it affects the O2 sensors and stuff like that. But AMSOIL has a full line of high zinc oil. First one was 10W30, 10W40, and then for the guys like go to the drag strip, we have the 20W50. High zinc. It's 14 parts per million. Some of the other manufacturers do have a zinc out there, or only 400, 500, 600 parts per million. AMSOIL is 1,400 parts per million. Older cars, if you want to protect them, make them last longer, you want to run a zinc oil in it. And another product I really like, if you bring your car out and you're going to change the oil in the rear end or something like that, what a neat bottle. I call this a toothpaste bottle. 100% of the fluid comes out. Trying to fill a rear end up with a bottle like this, it's tough to do. But when you got a squeeze ball like this to fill up a rear end, it makes it so much easier. Yep, and AMSOIL has it in gear lube, automatic transmission, all the different fluids available for the different drive shafts. So if you want more information on how to learn about AMSOIL or how to purchase the product or what the price range is, Mike has a link you can click on, and we'll send you one of that AMSO catalogs. And it tells you all about the AMSO products in. So just click the link Mike has down below to find out more about the AMSO products.
Absolutely. Link in the description. There's also a link to join the preferred customer program, and request a catalog, whatever you need. And there's a way to contact me as well. Happy to help you with anything that you need in the way of questions or assistance. So let's see. We're on item number 3. We're going to take a look at a 1975 Pontiac Formula, and this car is for sale by our friends over at B&B Auto Sales. So let's pull that one up. And it's taking a moment to load here. Here we go, right here.
Hi, this is Dirk from B&B Auto Sales. Today we're going to show you our 75 Pontiac Firebird Formula 400. You can see the Formula hood. There's some stress cracks right there because I believe they put too tall of an air cleaner on it and it cracked that. So that's about the spot where it's at. Nose piece all in good shape. Really not many flaws in this. Anything you see here is just some specks, some stuff coming out of the air. The elevator next to us is there. You see, you got some rock chips that have been touched up right there. But you can see it's got great shine on the paint, reflection of that building and the trees. So interior's in good shape. Front and rear seats match. Dash is good. Door panels are in pretty good shape, and the door is actually shut pretty good. Oh, you can see that's pretty common, that chip right there on them when the doors get sagging. So I see a little stress cracking on this back here on this spoiler, but the motor number matches, so matching number 400 in it, and then here's some touch up right here too. So looks like maybe some mud been in that quarter at one time. Something's cracking right there. We try to show you everything we can. Like I said, nice paint job. This is an above average driver quality car, I would call it. Just very, very nice car. Runs and drives good, sounds good. Like I said, doors shut as good as any of these big long doored GM 70s cars. So definitely a very, very nice car. Definitely one you'd be proud to own and take on some cruise nights or whatever. Start up our 75 Firebird Formula 400. You can see they got some aftermarket gauges in it. The fan works. Stereo does not work. It's the whole filler. Left blinker, right blinker, wipers. Horn works. Dome light does not work. So dome light radio is with this. There's your fuel gauge. Got some good sounding exhaust on it. Numbers matching motor, air car. Metal rock intake. Metal rock air cleaner. Got some Pontiac wheels. Pretty nice car, runs, drives good. Radio and dome light do not work. Any questions? 605-695-7391.
So there you go. B&B Auto Sales, a 1975 Pontiac Formula. And I think it might be Michael's turn for the first reaction. Reactions to that, Michael?
Yes. I see a lot of Firebirds around in this series for model, but the 400, I don't see many of them. So this is definitely a very rare bird indeed, because you see a lot of Firebirds for this year, you know, but formula for this particular year, I think this might have been the first one I've ever seen. I know they exist, it's just they're rare.
Rare to see,
I mean,
sure.
You know, the Trans Am and other ones are probably more frequent that you're seeing, you know, on different years and different models. But formulas is actually one step higher than the Firebird itself. Because I found out over the years when I first started taking pictures of cars, I'm like, it's just a Pontiac Firebird. Oh, no. You know, and then they pointed out that it's the E-Spirit, there's this, that. So this, you know, I think there's like 4 or 5 different models, but they vary by years. Some years they didn't have this model, and other years they did. But this is definitely a very rare for a 400 for this particular year. I don't see many of them around. And plus, those marker lights on the sides are very distinct, and the black really points them right out, so you can definitely see them good. And then those ones in the front of the car, those really look nice when they were lit up.
Yes. There we go. Very cool. And Rob?
I like the way the guy is so honest and shows you all the little cracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine a couple weeks ago bought something off eBay, and he drove 10 hours to go down and get it, and it wasn't even the same colored car that they had posted.
Ooh.
Oh,
This is real nice, the way he shows the little marks and stuff like that. Seems like an honest guy. I'd buy a vehicle off him.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Very
a
good
nice
about
vehicle.
the
Take their cruise.
Perfect for a cruise night. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks good. You can also enjoy it. For sure. And Virgil?
Yeah, Formula 400s. I always like the front hood scoops there. You know, I've never known if they were functional or not. I figured by 70s, 75, 77, they may not have been functional as in the 72 or earlier years, but just love those. I love those right there, that hood.
That's an aggressive
just
look.
Those two scoops coming out, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. And then we've got comments that are coming in. Let's see. Stacy and Art Fosler said, my neighbor has a 75 Trans Am with 68,000 miles on it. Very nice. In fact, if you can talk them into it, we'd love to see some video footage of it, kind of like you did with your own car, and maybe just get them to talk it up. Or, yeah, we'd love to have a look at that. We would love to see that. And then James Whiteside says, that's a Butte. And now, here, name this reference. That's a Butte Clark. Who knows what movie that's from, where they said that's a Butte Clark. I mean, I don't know if that's where you were getting that from, James, or not, but I'll find out here soon enough in the comments. David from Alaska Railroad says, nice car. The Pontiac 400 was a great engine. Yes. Very cool. Very cool. So let's remove this and get back to where we need to be here. Item number 4. We're going to take a look at some Ford Thunderbirds. This is from a car show I was at a couple of years ago in Newport, Vermont. Let me cue that up here, and we'll take a look and react to it on the other side right here. '77 Thunderbird. I remember those. Yeah, I remember those. Beautiful. Beautiful. An earlier Thunderbird, 1955. And this, I think, goes back even earlier than that. Or maybe it's newer. It's probably 60s, I think. 65, yeah. Oh, somebody's got a dog loose over there. Is this yours? Beautiful car. How long have you had that? 8 years. 8 years. Do you mind if I have you on camera? No. Cool. Yeah, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Yeah, if you feel like talking it up, all I'm looking for is, my name is, and this is mine. Just talk it up like you're telling a friend about it. Cool, I appreciate that.
My name is Richard Pepin. This car is originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I've had it 8 years. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
It's automatic with an engine of 292. Other than that, I just love this truck.
Yeah.
Before this, I have a Crown Victoria. I sold that. Went down to Georgia and bought this.
Wow. And was it restored when you bought it, or was it something you did? Or
I've done a little bit to it, but it basically was just original.
Original, yeah.
Original. The only thing I changed on this is the carburation.
Really?
All right. I put my truck to carburetor.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the only thing I changed.
Very impressive. So a true survivor then, huh?
Yeah, she's a good car.
That's amazing. Yeah, you don't see him like this. That is really impressive. And fun to drive on a day like this with the top down and everything.
Oh, yeah. An hour and a half from home here.
Sure.
Now,
St. Albans, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful car.
They put these around now to give you your balance to vote for each class. And remember, you cannot vote in your own class. Just all the rest of the classes. So make sure you don't vote for your own class, please.
So this is a 77 Thunderbird owned by Mike and Mary Benway from Hardwick, Vermont.
And as I was saying, Mrs. C and the Auto Club has drinks and hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream, and Powerade, and freezer pop. So don't forget that.
Is this yours?
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. Mike with the Muscle Car Podcast. Nice to meet you. Do you feel like talking this up? We're live right now on Facebook and YouTube.
Sure.
Cool. And it's real easy. I'm just looking for, my name is, and this is my, and just talk it up like you're telling a friend about it. Cool. Yeah, we'll get up closer because we're competing with the audio over there.
Yeah, I'm Mike Benway. This is my 77 Thunderbird. We've had it for about 11 years. It's a one of one.
One of one, yes.
And we just found that out. We get the Marty report here, so we found that out this summer.
Yeah, nice.
And, yeah, it's supposedly it's Hertz yellow. Supposedly it was ordered by a Hertz executive for his wife.
Really?
Yep.
So that's what makes it unique to the one of one is
Yep.
the color?
The color.
And were there other options that made it unique to be one of one? Or?
Well, we'll put it there. The console for the vinyl seats was one of the options. It was one of one.
Okay.
And then the special paint code was the other.
Nice. And did the wheels come with, or are those aftermarket wheels? They really set that off nice.
It was actually ordered as a fleet vehicle, so that kind of.
And there will be door prizes later on.
Yeah, nice.
Radio delete fleet vehicle, so it kind of makes you believe the story that I was told about the car. So.
Yeah. Very cool.
The only thing we've done to it is we put the wheels and tires on and the dual exhaust. So
Yeah.
got it like this. So.
Nice. It sounds good with that exhaust.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, what's under the hood? Is it like a
351?
351 Cleveland? Yeah. Or M. Yep. Nice. Yeah, that is a sharp car. I remember those from back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody had one.
They look as good now as they did then,
Exactly.
if not better, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've had 11 years, you said.
2011.
Very nice. And you take it to a lot of shows?
We do. We take it to Maine. We
Yeah.
go up to Orchard every year with it.
Yeah.
We've been down to Cape Cod with it. So we put some good miles on it, so we
Nice.
get it.
People give you a lot of thumbs up and
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Awesome.
People our age and older are going to remember these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, cool. It was really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal, man.
There you go. The Thunderbirds for you. I'm trying to think of whose turn it is for a reaction to it. Virgil.
Oh,
Rob,
oh,
it's Rob's.
It's
That's
Rob's
right.
turn. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
That must be a lot of work to try to find out if the car is one of one. Like he'd have to go through a lot of paperwork to try to find out if another car has ever been painted that color. But that's a great investment. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. I love the stance on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
That
Virgil?
reminds me of your friend's. It reminds me of your friend's Lincoln.
Yes. Very similar.
Remind me of that Continental there, but yeah, good colors. And I'm gonna have to get one of my cousins there to take a. He has I think it's a 60. It's like a 65 or a 64 T-Bird that he's building. So
Nice.
it's been a few years that he's been doing it, but yeah, he's a T-Bird man.
Yeah, I'd love to
He
get a
got-
video of that.
He's got that convertible with the, what did he call it, a Batman top?
Yes.
Yeah, where that makes that convertible look like a two-door, but it's really makes it look like a two-seater instead of a four-seater.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'm gonna have to have him take some pictures of that. But yeah, though, yeah, nice T-Birds. That might be one of those. As we started this, I was like, oh, Michael Delage, we need a T-Bird montage.
Good idea.
That's not a problem. I can write that down and get it set up for you.
Yeah, please make a note of that.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, what were your reactions to this, Michael?
Well, I mean, I see T-Birds all the time, and it's just remarkable over the years how they go from a small car to a little larger car, and then they go from just two-door, two-seater into the full size like this is. And like this guy was saying, yellow definitely stands out. I have never seen a yellow. I've seen like a beige one, and I've seen red, but I've never seen a bright yellow like that. But it's really amazing how it goes from a small car to a little larger car, and then it goes into a four-seater, then it goes back to being a small car, two-door, two-seater. It's very strange because the idea was, well, we need to make this car be for families. And then they decided, let's do away with the family and just make it back the way it was and have the nostalgic to go with it. Yeah. So it's very remarkable how they go from one stage to another, and to see the fully large ones like this. Even the ones in the 80s, you don't see a lot of the late 70s and 80s and that time period. You like this one right here, you don't see many of these around. It seems like the 50s, the 60s, you see a dime a dozen, but these are ones that stand out because a lot of people didn't really want to keep them because of the gas mileage on it. Plus, it was a four-door, it was a family car. It wasn't, a lot of people didn't think a four-door, or, in this case, it's a two-door, but, seeing this car and having 4 seats in it, it's like, okay, this is a family car. It's not worth crap. And that's probably why you don't see a lot of them around, because the nostalgic is with the two-doors. It's like the Corvettes. They never made, you see a couple of Corvettes that you could squeeze somebody in the back, but it's not made for people to be sitting in the car.
Yeah, it's interesting how things change over the decades. And we've got comments that are coming in too. We've got James Whiteside saying, sweet car. I'm a GM man. Cool deal. And then he might have been talking about that other one. But David from Alaska Railroad says, I've always loved the look of the late 70s T-Birds. His dad had a 78. Very cool. So I'm sure this is a little trip down memory lane for you. Well, cool. Yeah. So let me remove this from the screen here and get back to where I need to be. So we're on item number 5. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take an early look and discussion at the new electric Dodge Charger. And I found a YouTube video where they do they take a nice look at this new car for all of its pros, cons, and otherwise. It's going to take me a minute to load it because we're going to play it right off of YouTube. Yeah, here it is. It's just taking me a minute to. All right.
This is the new Dodge Charger. It's a 2-door electric muscle car that goes on sale this year. But wait, I got a lot more to say than that. It also comes with a 4-door option. And next year, the Charger is also getting an engine if you prefer it that way. That's a lot of information. Trust me, you are not alone. So let's walk through this together and find out what the hell is happening at Dodge. So here we go, the 2024 Dodge Charger. It's going to go on sale this year exclusively as an electric vehicle. And then next year, they'll roll out a Charger equipped with an inline-6 engine. Now, we had a huge presentation on this car with all the information, and not one time did they say V8 engine. I know it's probably enough for some of you to punch out right now and go straight to the comments and unleash fury. But do me a favor and wait for a minute before you do that. Make sure you hear all of it, starting with the horsepower. The base Charger Daytona RT will make 496 horsepower with a claimed 0 to 60 time of 4.7 seconds. The much more powerful Scat Pack version will have 670 horsepower and a 3.3 second time to 60, and an 11.5 quarter-mile time. As for the combustion car, it will make 420 horsepower to start, and the high-output version will have 550 down the line. Folks, this is Dodge. Of course, there will be more powerful versions to come. Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis hinted at up to 9 different versions of the EV, and even more when you consider the engines. The new Charger's highest output versions will be all-electric. I bring up the CEO because he was cracking me up during the presentation yesterday. He said, quote, "We could have made a melted jelly bean like everybody else, but we didn't." And then he went on to say that every decision we made for this car hurts efficiency. Just imagine somebody from Honda or Mercedes talking like that. They would burn their companies to the ground with those kinds of words. So here's your not melted jelly bean. To me, it looks fantastic. It looks a lot like the previous generation Challenger, but with a much more modern twist. By the way, this is not called Challenger. They're sticking with the Charger name. We asked why they're not calling it Challenger, and they said, don't worry, we own that name. We're going to keep it in the drawer. We just might bring it back in the future. So big question mark there. Let's start at the front of the car, though. It's big. You can tell just how wide and imposing it is right away. One of my favorite things right here is the R-wing design. That's not only a callback to previous generation Dodges, but it's also functional. This is part of the aerodynamics in this car that just make a lot of sense. I gotta admit, it's a little hard for my brain to compute what I'm looking at right now because I'm talking about an electric vehicle, but I'm looking at wheels and tires that don't make sense for something that's electric. This is the Scat Pack that comes with the additional wheel and tire package. 305s at the front and 325s at the rear. Huge. Ooh. 16-inch brakes, the biggest that Dodge has ever put on a car. 6-piston at the front, 4-piston brakes at the rear. You're going to need some serious stopping power because this car weighs just under 5,900 pounds. That's going to be a lot slowed down.
They say post it or it didn't happen.
Sorry, there's an ad. Let me click past it.
On a direct. Every new Charger is going to come standard with all-wheel drive. Now, Dodge says on the combustion car that comes next year, you'll be able to send all of the power to the rear axle. They haven't given all the details yet on the electric vehicle, but they said you will be able to vector the torque between all 4 wheels as necessary. We're hoping that means you can send all of it to the rear. Speaking of the rear, let's go this way because there are 2 things that I want to point out, starting with the exhaust. No, you're not crazy. Yes, I said exhaust. Yes, this is an electric car. Come real close because right underneath, we have where the traditional exhaust would go in its place. We have the next best thing, I guess. It's called Fratzonic. It's kind of a funny word, but it is meant to emulate an engine noise on the road. Dodge says it's going to be louder than a modern Hellcat. We'll have to see about that. They can't demo it right now because they're still tuning it, but they showed this on the concept car last year and it set the internet ablaze. Speaking of that, let's open this up because this caught me off guard yesterday. The new Charger is a hatchback, so it's actually a much more practical design. You can throw an extra set of wheel of tires in the back here if you want to go do a track day. Just thought this was kind of interesting. And here's your closer look at the 4-door Charger. Unfortunately, it's a very early prototype, so we couldn't open it up. But it shares the same hatchback design as the coupe and the same powertrain options, obviously just with better space for extra passengers. It will go on sale following the coupe later this year. This is an area where the Charger really needed some love because the current gen car, the interior looks at home in a Hertz parking lot, and that's about it. But they have made things much, much better. We have a standard 12.3-inch center touchscreen, has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's running Uconnect 5, which is generally some really nice software as well. Right in front of me, we have digital gauges. All Chargers are going to come with new digital gauges. This one is the optional 16-inch panel. Looks super sharp. But please direct your eyes to the new steering wheel, and specifically this area right here. On the right is a button labeled Power Shot. That's going to give you an extra 40 horsepower for up to 15 seconds for you to win all of your red light races. And then over here is the drive mode selector, which has 2 new modes, including drift mode and donut mode. If you were in an empty Walmart parking lot or the exit of a Cars and Coffee, watch out. All right, so now I'm going to talk about all the EV stuff. So if you actually listened to me and waited to leave your hate comment on not having a V8, thank you very much for your patience. You may now fly free to the comments. But the EV architecture here is actually pretty interesting. Both the RT and the Scat Pack are going to be running on 400-volt architecture, which feels a bit like yesterday's technology. That said, the upcoming higher output models, like the Banshee, for example, that will have a much more sophisticated 800-volt architecture. The range caught me off guard, and that's because nothing about this car was designed for efficiency. The RT, the entry-level Charger, is going to be good for 317 miles, and the Scat Pack is going to be good for 260 miles. Not bad overall. The battery pack is actually pretty big. It's roughly 100 kilowatt hours. The charging speeds are middle of the road when you consider everything. It's 5 to 80% in just over a half hour. I'll be really excited to see this car compete in the Edmunds EV charging test eventually. So this marks a huge change, not only for Dodge, but for the Charger. And of course, not everybody is going to be on board. That was never going to be the case with how much they put in place with this new car. My worry is that I'm not sure this speaks to traditional muscle car people, and I'm also not sure that this speaks to EV people. And if that's true, then who is this car for? Is it for you? What are you most excited about with the new Dodge Charger? We want to hear from you in the comments. Let us know. And as always, thanks for watching.
Yes, let's see. Reactions, gentlemen. Whose turn is it to go first? Is it Rob's or Virgil's? Go ahead, Virgil.
Oh, yeah. That thing looks amazing. It looks amazing, but that electric part still catches me. But you know, it still catches me. But I was just imagining that as the General Lee. I know they have it there, minus the flag on the top. Somebody has it somewhere.
Sure. Imagine a car that heavy doing a creek jump.
Yes.
That'd be some kind of a landing.
But the thing that got me also too was the donut mode.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay. That sounds kind of fun. Like you said, give yourself a Walmart parking lot somewhere and let it go, huh?
Definitely.
But how much battery do you have after that?
Yeah, I imagine that uses some juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And Rob?
I'm trying to look through my phone because just the other day somebody sent me a list about all the companies making electric vehicles, and Tesla's making a cheaper car. They put that on hold. General Motors electric pickup has been on hold for 2 more years.
Yep.
Toyota's electric vehicle is on hold for 4 years. BMW's canceled 4 of their electric vehicles. Yes, it's not going over as well as they thought it was going to.
No,
Yeah.
it sure isn't.
There was less people buying them. I seen that on the news. There was less people buying them. The electric vehicles were on the lot for almost a year. They were on the lot for at least 263 days, I think it was.
Yep. UPS had a
That's
whole bunch
about
of electric vehicles. They cut their fleet down to half. Got rid of half of the electric trucks they had.
Wow.
Wasn't cost efficient.
They really shouldn't have mandated it. I'm fine with them developing this technology, but mandating it, that was just too much too soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know a certain fleet of vans that have to remain nameless for obvious reasons, but they acquired some electric vans and they are not happy with them. They just don't have any kind of range, especially in the winter. They don't even have 80 miles of range, which is, you're supposed to be driving that thing all day and can't even go half a day like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't do half a day, and you're trying to charge up in the cold, you get half the charge.
Yeah. Yeah. And Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing all kinds of stuff where some of these electric cars are staying on the lot for, they've been on the lot for like a whole year and nobody's buying them. There's a few people buying them, but people are like, I'm sorry. I mean, even here in the Northeast, I mean, there's places to charge them. But the thing is, I've been told Tesla charging is not the same charging that you can plug into this car or a Chevrolet, a Volt or something. I mean, each one is a different charging station. So until they can get unified, having one type of charging station that charges any kind of electric vehicle, that would be one thing that would help. And the second thing is, I live in an apartment complex. Eventually, this is going to be mandated. And I saw a statement that Massachusetts and Rhode Island are mandating that all new vehicles, I forgot what year it's going to be, it's mandated that all vehicles at dealerships have to be electric. And I'm laughing. I'm like, seriously? I mean, you can't even get them off the damn lot now, and then you want to make this into a mandate? This Biden thing about trying to force all the electrics, I don't think it's going to pan out. Because people are, I'm saying, number one, there's burnouts. If you look at California, they're having burnouts. They don't have enough power to charge these cars. They tell people charge them late at night when the factories and stuff are not working.
Rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not ready.
Number one, the infrastructure is not there, and then they're saying, "Oh, you buy an electric car. Oh, you're clean. You're not polluting." Excuse me, what the hell are you doing to make the electricity?
Yeah,
I mean, hydro power
to make the batteries too. Yeah,
and solar power can only produce so much power. You're still gonna have to use nuclear. Oh, well, I don't pollute. Well, what do you do with the nuclear rods when you're done? It goes into a mountain and for what, millions of years until it decomposes. I mean, that's still a type of pollution, even though people don't want to say it is. So you think about it, we don't even have, if you put solar panels in every single house in the whole entire state, and wind power and hydropower and everything, I still don't think there'll be enough power to power up every single one of these cars. Say that a typical family has like 4 people. That means 4 cars. And they're going to be electrics? Yeah, I'd like to see how that's going to work out with the grid.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
We're not ready. I mean, it's a nice idea, but we need to develop it before we do any kind of a mandate.
Exactly.
I think the mandate was a huge mistake. And as far as my thoughts of it, I think
wasn't there a thing with the hydrogen cars for a while?
Yeah, I don't know why that stalled. That stalled too. That seemed promising, but it seems like it stalled. And I don't know why. But as far as my thoughts, I think it's impressive what they're doing here, but I'm not ready, and I don't think the public is ready, and this infrastructure sure as heck isn't ready. And we do have a few comments that have come in. Where are we? Okay, here we go. David from Alaska Railroad concurs. Please don't hate me for this, but no electric cars for me. Yeah.
I agree.
I appreciate what they're doing, but I don't feel it. Ben Thomas says, having grown up in the ETA of the 60s, in the era of the 60s and early 70s cars, when I look at modern muscle cars, I wonder how they will be regarded when they are 50 years old. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I seriously don't think they're going to be around because look at the batteries. You know?
Yeah. How much they charge when you got to go try to replace the batteries. That's like another $20,000 plus dollars.
Yeah.
You know, $20,000 plus when you try to replace the batteries.
I'm doing that every few years.
Here's another point. The other day, there was a Tesla going down the road, going down the hill. I looked everywhere I go. I looked to both ways before I crossed the street, but I didn't even hear this car coming down the road. I mean, I saw it coming down, but I didn't even hear no sound. Then I realized, oh God, it's an electric car. You know, I am used to hearing an engine running to let you know there's a car going down the road.
It's true. That is a factor. And then real quick, we do have to move on, but real quick, my girlfriend likes the styling, and I got to give them credit for the styling. I like the styling of it. That with a V8 would have been amazing. I would have appreciated that. But we do need to move on. We've still got lots of ground to cover, and the clock is ticking. So we're item number 6, 1939 Packard Pickup Truck. This is footage from Rob Hilditch. I believe this was also from that Toronto show. Is that correct, Rob?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Let's take a look, and then we'll discuss it on the other side.
John Smiley.
How long you own the truck, John?
We probably had it 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Done a lot of work on it.
Wow, you sure have.
It started its life as a hearse.
Oh.
And we cut it down, did some fabrication on it.
So it's got some stories to tell.
Oh yeah. The front end, of course, that's all steel, not fiberglass.
I like the emblem on the front.
Yeah.
How long take you to do the truck?
Over time, it probably took 5 years maybe.
Nice.
John Smiley.
Yeah, so thank you, Rob, for that footage. Anything you wanted to add to that, Rob?
Yeah, that was at the Motor Ram show, and that was at the front half where the show cars are. And he happened to be there early, and he wanted to chat about it. And yeah,
nice. Yeah, very nice truck, and nice that you were able to get him talking with you. That's nice.
Yeah,
yeah. And then was it Michael's turn for a reaction?
Yep, I guess it is. I never even knew about a Packard being a truck, and then he stated that it was a hearse. So that already solved the question. I was going to say I never heard of them making a pickup truck, but when you say it was a hearse where it started out as that, I'm okay. That explains everything. So that's a major customization, but that is beautiful. It's just all the work he put into it to make it into a truck.
Yeah, that came out nice. And
Virgil? To hear that it's all steel.
Yes.
Yeah, to hear that all steel front end right there, that's just an amazing car, right? The amazing truck. It reminds me of one of those trucks they did on the TV show where they took a Suburban and made it into a pickup truck.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Because my first thoughts of it was like a 50 something Suburban, and they made it into a truck. But something that's similar to this right here, it's like the way they do the back end back there. Because I was looking at that truck bed, like, man, what kind of truck is that? You know?
Yeah, some serious fabrication right there.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, so let's see. We're on item number 7. This is an interview about a 1979 Chevy Camaro that I did last summer at the Island Pond, Vermont car show. So let's pull that up. And yes, right here. Let's take a look.
Justin Zarowski. I'm here with my 79 Camaro. Believe it or not, it's a car that I've had since 1999. I bought it for $500 my senior year of high school. A couple of years ago, we stripped the car down and completely restored it. Love driving it. and the car actually came from the janitor at the high school that I worked for, or went to school at. It was his wife's car for many years.
Wow.
Yeah. I've done sort of the normal rust. I've done floors and the spliced in trunk floor and subframe, and we repainted the whole thing, new upholstery on the inside. Yeah, at some point, probably going to build the original small block for it. Have a little more horsepower, a little bit more fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a 4-speed car. It's a lot of fun to drive.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You.
Nice. So is it Virgil's time for the reaction? I always lose my place as to whose turn. Go ahead and take a turn. Go for it.
Never knew those cars came in a 4-speed, but that was pretty interesting right there. And I love that blue.
Yes. Nice shade of blue. Yeah, he did a good job with that.
Yeah.
And then Rob, I know you're a GM guy.
Oh, it's a story that I like. Yep. Yeah. I bought a brand new one in 1977.
Wow, nice.
28. It was a 77 and a half, they called it. Yeah, I had it for a couple of years, but I like the story that goes with the car. That's what makes the car is the story.
Yeah, for sure. Had it since high school, and it belonged to his janitor's wife.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. And he put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Cool. And Michael?
Yeah, with all these cars, I got plenty of Firebirds over the years, but every time I go to the car show, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, well, I know that's maybe a 78, 79, 80. They all have the similar look. So I'm like, okay, now you look at the tail end of the car and all the back lights are the same for several years. And I'm like, okay, so you can't go by the tail lights because they used to have the year on them, but they use the same tail lights. So that means it could be an 82 and the car could be an 84, with the same tail light. If they, why do a new stamp for 84 while you still got 82s around? So that's the only thing I'm not crazy about with the Firebirds and Camaros in this age, because it's a little harder to distinguish exactly what year. You can narrow it down to probably like 3-4 years, maybe 5, and then it's like a little harder unless you can look up the particular information on the car.
That's true. That's true. Well, cool. So let's remove that, and we're on to item number 8. This is a beautiful car. You're going to love this. It's a 1965 Buick Riviera, and this is for a sale by our good friends at MGM Classic Cars. Wait until you see the lines on this thing. The color's not so shabby either, and it's taking a moment to load here. Okay, here we go.
What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Jenkins here at MGMClassicCars.com, Addison, Illinois. And today I'm bringing you this new arrival 1965 Buick Riviera numbers matching car. What a great example. And man, is this car cool. Just got this car in. It's finished in this nice blue paint. It's got the numbers matching engine. The interior is in great shape. It's got tilt wheel, floor shift. Odometer reads 73,000 miles. Horn works. Got your ashtray, cigarette lighter. That. You got your glove box right there. Just a really cool car. Thin white walls. Riviera badge right there. The body lines up great. Looks like the car's never been in a fight. The glass is in great shape. Whoever owned this car, they took really good care of it. You got your door panels, everything in just great shape. I mean, there's a little bit of flaws here and there for it being a mostly original car, but man, for it being what it is, like I said, they took care of it. It's in great shape. I'm gonna open up the trunk here. Got a couple keys here. Trunk, great shape. You got your jack, your spare tire, quarters look good. And overall, like I said, they took really good care of this car, and it shows. And these things are getting hard to find, these ribs. I mean, this car was kind of the cross between somewhat of a muscle car and a luxury car. Considering it's got the big V8 that it came with, and I mean, they had plenty of power. If you're interested in this car, you can visit mgmclassiccars.com to see photos, anything you'd ever need to see, more details about it. Or you can call 847-848-1850. Again, that's 847-848-1850. Close the hood here. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Saturday, 10 to 2, all by appointment only. And we also ship all over the United States. This car is located at our warehouse in Addison, Illinois. This is just one of them. We have around 250 cars. I hope to see all of you come here at MGM Classic Cars to check out the 65 Buick Riviera. Hope everyone has a great day and enjoyed this video. We really appreciate it here. And I hope to see you guys come in. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.
So yeah, thank you so much to MGM Classic Cars for a look at that amazing Riviera. Whose turn is it for the first comment on that? Go ahead, Michael.
Well, I love the car. Two things that stand out to me. One was the highway headlights, which you're seeing right now in this picture you just showed. And then the engine block, seeing that it's a Buick Wildcat engine block, which was I know Buick was known for the Wildcat, but I know they actually had a model called the Buick Wildcat. So to find that a Wildcat engine is actually in a Riviera, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice. Good. Love the continuity.
And the highway headlights, I have never seen that on a Riviera. I don't know if that was just like a one-year model they did that, or if they did it for a couple of years. But
good question.
I don't know,
Rob?
But I like the way they have.
What a sleeper of a car that is, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. No one would pull up beside that car and think it's that fast until you lift the hood and see what's under it for motor.
Oh yeah.
But when you first showed the picture, I thought it was a two-tone paint job, but it's not. It's a really neat color blue. It just depends which way you look at it, how dark it is.
Yeah.
Somebody did a great job of doing a paint job on that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And Virgil, you said something about the thing opening up like this and closing.
Yeah, the headlights.
Yes.
Like that, like a clamshell.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a vacuum.
Yeah, they
all
all
could be.
Those are all vacuums back in those days.
But good question is, how many years did they make this car with that kind of headlight hideaway?
Yeah, a lot of complexity and cost in there.
Yeah.
Which is maybe how they send the message that this is a higher end car.
Yep.
And
the executive drove Buicks, right?
Yes.
The supervisors drove Buicks, and then what was above the Buick? The Cadillac, right?
I think so, because Oldsmobile was below that, and Chevy was below Oldsmobile, I think.
Oldsmobile, yeah.
Yeah. I like that console, that wooden console between the seats going up into the dash there. That was a cool look.
Classy.
And I like the way they do the back seats where it looks like two seats instead of, like a big bench,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pause on that. Oh.
Yep. You got it right there. Oh, right there is good.
And then we've got comments that have come in. Here we go. Ben Thomas says, another quality car. I would drive that back east free for any buyers. And thank you for the idea, James Whiteside. Yes, absolutely right. And then also said, agree, Rob. Thank you. Great shade of blue. Yes, that is a nice shade of blue.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And the clock is ticking here, so I'm going to remove this. We've got one more video we're going to look at. Before we do, I need to talk it up. When we were here last week, we were looking at a Hulk-themed Camaro. And I commented that a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I was at a car show, and there was a gentleman there with a Thor-themed Camaro. So I dug up that footage. We haven't looked at it here on the podcast in probably 2 or 3 years. So hopefully it'll be just as fresh as it was the first time we viewed it. But let's take a look. This is Cedrie Davis and his Thor-themed Camaro.
Cedrie Davis. I got a 2012 Camaro SS 45th anniversary. I themed it in Thor because of my son. He's autistic, and Thor is his favorite character.
Nice.
It took about 2.5 years to do the work on the car. I got a lot of guys that helped me out with it. Most of the ideas came from a lot of us together. We go to like a lot of benefit shows. We do parades for the special needs and stuff. And we also go to like a lot of shows with like reasons, like charity events, stuff like that.
Wonderful.
And we also do it for the kids too. So mostly with my car is more about the kids, showing appreciation to like the other cars that we see. We do have Instagram. We have Team Believe on Instagram. If you follow that, you'll see a lot of stuff that we do. I also have my regular page on Instagram. It's about the same though, so yeah.
Wonderful.
About it, man.
I bet the kids love this, huh?
Oh yeah, the kids love it, man. They love to grab a helmet.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
Yeah, the graphics on that are unbelievable.
Yeah, it's done by my graphics guy. He's out of Provinciano.
Yeah. And then you've got a custom interior here too, don't you?
Yeah, that came stock with the car. The material, the custom inside, that comes with the car. That's why it's a 45th anniversary.
Wonderful.
Comes with it.
Then you've got all this stuff going on here too for the Thor theme. Is that?
We got the Thor theme. We got the Stormbreaker, and we actually got the hammer for it. We got 6 TVs that we got in here. We got 2 up front, 2 in the headrest. We have 2 in the back, but today I only brought 1 to put on.
Yeah.
But normally I have 2. We got an Xbox and a PlayStation 4, all themed Thor. They got 4 cameras on it. I'm also a Coast Guard parent. That's why you'll see the Coast Guard plate.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, and then you see the Team Believe. We follow Team Believe. That's what we do. We do a lot of stuff on that, man.
Sweet.
For the kids and stuff.
That is cool. And I want to get this hammer and stuff from a different angle.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that's better. And it's got the thing behind it there. Yeah. That is really nice, man.
All of it makes noise, flashes. You know, a lot of kids pick it up. I let the bigger people go out of Stormbreaker because it's so heavy.
Sure.
But most of the little kids, I let them grab a hammer. A lot of the artistic kids, or either if it's their birthday or a parent of a kid, I normally let them sit in the car so they can take a picture. We try to give like a memory to like people, so you know, a lot of travelers and stuff, tourists, so we try to give like a memory so they have some kind of memory where they can pass it along to their kids.
Yeah.
And just keep going.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you able to pick up one of the hammers and do a pose with it? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. There we go. Yeah, in front of the car. There we go. Nice.
And the one they do the most is this.
Yeah?
That's the one they do the most.
That's very cool, man. That's sweet. Yeah, good stuff, man. And go ahead, Virgil.
We need to get a graphics guy.
Yeah.
That can do the thing that could have what's called made the thunder go for that guy there.
Yes, to do a thunderclap behind him. Yes, that would be amazing. I should have thought of that. I don't know if I could do that or not, but that's cool. But yeah, and Rob, any reactions to this or?
Oh, they got a lot of detail in there that you don't really see until you start pointing it out. The amount of TVs they have and the different interior. That's a lot of mural painting on there too.
Yeah, there's a few bucks into that too.
Yeah,
that'll attract the kids at the show.
Yeah, he said the kids love it. Yeah, I bet that attracts kids.
What town was that show in?
Oh, I don't remember. It was called a Promenade Show. At the beginning here, it says it was near Orlando. I don't remember the exact town. But they do a regular show here, Promenade at Sunset Walk, second Sunday of every month. And I don't remember the town. I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. It was 3 years ago.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, and it was in August actually, but it wasn't too bad. But
that'd be one of those reasons I'd move to Florida just for the car shows.
Yes, they have them everywhere.
I got to come back to Vermont though.
Yes. We've got comments coming in. David from Alaska Railroad says lots of money in that Camaro. Yeah, for sure. And Ben Thomas says that's a cool Camaro. I also like the way the cars are parked in the street-based venue. Yeah. And thanks for a great show tonight. Well, thank you very much. And that was cool, actually, walking down through there like that. I was enjoying that right there.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. There was a Ferrari back there, too. Let's see that right there on the left there, that red. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. It's kind of funny where you can walking through a car show, and all of a sudden, the only thing you pass Ferraris and nobody notices, but all of a sudden we're all looking at Camaros and Corvettes and
yes, crazy. And then Kevin Culhane says, "That's nice. I'm a chrome wheel guy all the way." Yes, very cool.
Yeah, Lamborghini doors on that one too.
Yeah,
that was I normally don't like those, but they looked good on that car.
Yes, that made that work.
It might have been more for the theme there, but yeah,
that's quite possible. Yeah,
yeah.
And I texted him that we'd be doing this tonight, and I'll have to check on him and make sure he has a chance to view it, because. After we originally had aired that, he sent me a few other clips and stuff. So I have to see if because he goes, you can hear he goes to a lot of shows and stuff.
Yeah. So I wonder if he's done anything, if he's changed anything, or if he's done anything else.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask him if he's got any kind of updates. And then his wife had a car also. Trying to remember, it was a comic book theme on that as well, but I don't remember what it was. Like I said, this was 3 years ago. But yeah, I'll have to check on him and see what the latest is, because he may have either different cars or modified cars or changes, and I have to check on him and see how he's doing and what he's got in the way of, he might be able to send us in the way of footage.
Yeah, and hopefully it's doing okay too.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
I see we lost Rod.
Yes, yeah, hopefully he'll come back, or I'm not sure. It's been a minute, so maybe he's not. I'm not sure, but
yeah, there's a car show I went to. It was at a senior place for retirees and stuff, and it was interesting because it was one lady that was really in love with this Packard. And the story goes that she went up to the owner and said, "My husband used to work at Packard dealership and stuff." And at the end of the show, the guy said, "Get in the car. We're going to drive around the whole entire lot." And that's what she did. And that made her so happy because I think she was probably about in her 80s or 90s. And that gave her the biggest thrill in the world,
Nice.
knowing that, she was tied into, her husband working for a Packard dealership, and knowing that, just the nostalgic of it. It's like, wow, that was so sweet to see that. I used to see it on her face too.
That's cool. Riding a Packard like that. Yeah, tied it all together.
Now we got our stick, Mike.
Yes.
We hit these car shows.
Yeah, definitely.
I do know that now I already forgot what we already mentioned. That was what? Thunderbirds you wanna?
Yes, Thunderbirds.
All right.
Thunderbirds, preferably the 60s.
Yeah.
All right. 60s Thunderbirds.
They're always beautiful, but the 60s were really special for T-birds.
Yes. My favorite is the 66.
Now and get a piece of paper and write that down.
See, Thunderbirds with that the steering wheel.
Yes, didn't we see one, Virgil, at that Waterbury show?
Steering wheel out the way.
Didn't we see one, Virgil, at that Waterbury show?
I believe so. Yes.
It was a Canadian guy that owned it, I think.
And I think that was a 66.
I think there was like 3 or 4 years they actually had that steering wheel that literally pushed away from you, and it was and the idea was it makes it easier to get into the car.
Sure. Yes.
I'll just see if I got an interview with that guy.
One of my cousins, a long time in the 80s, he had one. In the 80s, he had one. He had a 64 Thunderbird. Wow. But what he did was in the glove box, he put a back in the 80s. Remember the old portable TVs?
Oh, wow.
The old school portable TVs. He ended up putting that inside the glove box. So that we had TV when we went places. Had old school TV with the handle, with the big handle on the front, and then it had the AM, FM, shortwave radio.
Sweet.
And it was one of those with the works. But yeah.
You know what, Virgil? And when you're talking about nostalgic, it was weird because the other day I saw one. I was at a Savers, and I was with my a friend. His name is Keith, and he's a Papa Pal through my Blue Cross Blue Shield. And we went to Savers, and I'm walking around. He found an old record player made by RCA and everything. And then all of a sudden, he found this 8-track, and he said, "This is not a regular 8-track. This is a recordable 8-track where you can record onto it." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Wow,
that is rare." Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you buy it? Played only. Yeah.
No, I don't think he bought it, but I'm like, "What? They actually had these so you can record on them?" Wow.
Crazy. Oh, we've got a comment that's come in, and we do have to wind down the podcast here, but let's see. Oh, Ben Thomas says, do a Google search on Thunderbird Registry. His friend maintains that resource. Nice.
Oh.
We'll have to check that out. Yeah, thank you for that, Ben. Cool deal. Well, it is that time of the evening. It's time to wind it down, but I wanted to thank everyone, Rob, Michael, and Virgil for coming on, and, of course, all our viewers who are here each and every week. We really appreciate it. We're going to be trying to do a muscle car podcast just about every week, all through the summer months here now that we're into the summer season. And we're doing the season finale of the Vintage Snowmobile podcast tomorrow night in case anyone is so inclined. But, that's it. And as always, we give the last word to Amsoil, and we'll catch up with everybody next week.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, and have a good night. Thank you, everybody out there in the world.
Yes. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the preferred customer program page, where you can take advantage of all these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the Signature Series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click checkout now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods. We have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product. Perfect.
Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.